It's 2-0 here in Kendall Ice Arena, where the University of Miami Hurricanes have the lead over the St. Leo Lions in this exhibition match between the Lions and the Hurricanes. We're back here in Kendall Ice Arena, here in Kendall, Florida. My name is Ryan Lee, along with all of us here in the University of Miami Hockey Network. Continue to follow us all year round right here on YouTube, along with all of your favorite social media sites, especially tomorrow. Right here, same time, same place, different time. We're here at 3 p.m. tomorrow versus Florida Southern, where it will be a 1 versus 2 showdown between the Miami Hurricanes and the University of Florida Southern. Right now, the Miami Hurricanes have the 2-0 advantage, with Grady Abbott netting one in on the power play. 11:54 into the first, with assists from Guntram Weissenberger and Max Mensimer. Mensimer would score a little while later, about 4 minutes to be exact, where he will get one in from the assist of Musio and Corgelis. Miami in their whites, going from left to right for the second period of play, while St. Leo are in their greens, going from right to left. Kevin Floyd has been very strong in net for the Lions, using every inch of his frame to keep the puck out of the nets, as Miami wins the draw to open things up here in period number 2. Deep inside of the St. Leo zone before it's taken away by Ethan Burke in his own zone. Whips it around the board, tipped along near side, as it's a scramble right in front of the Miami bench. Abbott dumps it in, taken away by Burke. Looking for the stretch pass, but unable to find anything, as having to retreat for that one is Dryden Martini. Inside of the Miami zone, poked away before it's swung in again by Martini. Behind the net of Gainey. Harris around the boards, comes across near side, a little bit too far to the reach of Howitt. And 55 seconds into the second period of play, icing comes against the Miami Hurricanes, and Gainey and Gupta are arguing that was deflected up in front. But it looks like the officials are conferring, a little bit of confusion on the ice. Only 55 seconds into the second period of play. Miami still leading by 2. Referee is discussing right along the blue line. If the icing is upheld, the face-off comes to the direct right of Ethan Gainey. If they decide to overrule it and say maybe there was a deflection along the way, then it will come back to center. Referees stick to the initial ruling. Icing back inside of the Miami zone, so Grady Abbott will have to stay for another draw as he comes up against James Gagliano. Face-off won by Abbott, but Gagliano is behind Miami's net before it's ringed around for Weissenberger right in front of the St. Leo bench. Bank it off the board. Abbott cannot win the foot race versus Gillum, but it's still inside of the St. Leo zone. Abbott fights hard for it right in front of the Miami net, right in front of the Miami bench. Just clears as Miami makes a wholesale change. Stuck at center, Nas pokes it up as it comes back for Cintron. Prieto with the poke up. Nas again. Could not find Weisberg on the near side, but comes near side. Fensterstock looks for the deke move, but cannot get it to go. Comes along the corner, the Zamboni door, centering feet up in front, cannot get the tip on for Weisberg. Wheel, continues to wheel, near side, fires off of the outside of the net. Comes back to Fensterstock on the far side. Michelini along the point, comes back for Fensterstock. Fensterstock looks, and now the referees double check, and the net went off as Floyd was trying to kick out to make a save. As a little bit of nice puck movement back here, Bode Wheel showing the wheels as he went far side for Fensterstock, as that shot was what forced Kevin Floyd to really wedge himself up along the post and got the net off of its posts, but nonetheless, face off inside of the St. Leo zone. Centering feed, fires the shot off of Floyd, rebound up in front, no one can retain the puck, but it's going to be poked out of the zone and retained, and now here comes Salvadori all alone. Salvadori lost it on the backhand. Fensterstock. Salvadori takes a tumble into the corner after losing possession on the breakaway. Fensterstock takes the shot, he scores! Jarrett Fensterstock just raced to side all by himself. Miami up 3-0. 17-24 into the second. And just the speed here from Jarrett Fensterstock. Had a 3-on-2, just decided I'll do it myself, banks it off the post and in to give a 3-goal advantage for Miami. Puck still inside of the St. Leo zone after the draw, and now St. Leo looks to check back to the side. Midsummer just stood up his man. He just shook loose Dubaj as another little scuffle takes place on the near half wall before Musio takes it back inside of the St. Leo zone. Cross ice pass, fires another one. 30 seconds apart. That time it was Turlik to bring the lead from 2-0 to 4-0, just like that, 30 seconds apart. A little bit of physical play along the half wall forces the counterattack the other way. Turlik was on the other side all alone. Mensimer, with his third point of the game, has 2 assists and a goal today. However, with the fact this is an exhibition game, does not necessarily count towards the same stats as the rest of them do, as the puck continues to pinball around neutral ice before it gets stolen away by Callahan. Callahan has a man back. Musio backhands. That one kicked away from Floyd. A little chance for Lakari. That one goes wide. Musio possession again. Now Floyd is out of his net. Floyd has to reposition, and he does. Back to the point. Too far for Mensimer. He got an assist on that last Turlik goal as Turlik takes it himself. Turlik fires and gets another one. Jake Turlik gets his second goal. That's 3 goals in 4 minutes of the period. And that is 2 goals in 49 seconds for the winger from Stratford, Connecticut. But after some discussion amongst the officiating crew, Jake Turlik's second goal is wiped off of the board for offsides. This game will stay at 4-0. And just as the puck was getting whipped in, they said that Turlik was offside. And Turlik almost had a brace within 50 seconds, showing the frustration as he gets onto the bench. It's just over 16 minutes to go in the second period. Turlick frustrated, really wanted that second goal, but nonetheless, it's still 4-0 for the Canes. Backhander goes over the net for Tavara. Near side, Ferry tries to go for the one hand before it gets intercepted by Howitt. And Miami has to recollect in their own zone. Poke goes up a little bit out of the reach of Schneider as Howitt swings it around. Ferry lets that one go as it comes out of the zone. Has to be shot in once again from McClellan. St. Leo's Burke along the near wall. Could not get the pass off as it goes off of body. Burke recollects. Centering feed disrupted up in front by Corgelis. Corgelis goes cross ice for Ferry. Now it's a foot race. Howitt and Ferry. Ferry disrupts Howitt. Will just swing it around. Gets Martini on the other side. Has Sherman. Christian Sherman in his own zone, getting pestered by a trio of Miami defenders before he gets laid into on the wall by Corgelis. He re-recovers again. Ferry, near side, finds Corgelis. That one just trickles across the goal crease. Ferry again along the corner with a battle along the boards. Corgelis, Schneider, that one comes through. That initially looked like it was stopped by Floyd, just trickles across the goal line. And now Max Schneider takes back the goal that was disallowed from Jake Turlick. Now it is a 5-goal lead with 4:40 to go in the second. Chris Corgelis on the assist. As Miami wins the faceoff again, already racing the offensive zone. That shot goes high and wide from Michelini. Something that we've seen a little bit more risk-taking from Miami, possibly because of the fact that this is a scrimmage of the defenseman really stepping into the forecheck and really getting involved in the offensive zone. Fensterstock has to fight for it, cannot get it, but recovers in the offensive zone. Fensterstock, Abbott scores! That's 30 seconds apart between Schneider and Aben. 6-0 for Miami. Just a wonderful job on the forecheck from Fensterstock. Finds Aben again. Aben with the second goal of the game. Fensterstock with the contribution along with Nas. And now another chance to the offensive zone again. Michelini keeps this one into the offensive zone. Michelini swings around the board behind the net for Fensterstock. Cannot connect with Aben. Was looking for that connection twice through. Fensterstock along the half wall, far side, banks it off. As Fensterstock recovers again. Fensterstock takes the shot. That one gets deflected wide by a leg up in front. Nas steps up, gets pumped around the corner, and now a loose puck along the corner. No one can quite retrieve it. Nas just pushes it forward for Fensterstock. Fensterstock trips on his own 2 feet but maintains possession. Back to the point, Michelini just dumps this one in. Nas with another race for it. Centers up in front, deflected, kicked away by Floyd. As that one is cleared down the length of the ice, and it's going to be a foot race. Icing waved off. Gillum was the first one there. Miami makes a change or two. St. Leo will do the same. Gillum fights along the boards with Michelini. Michelini checks this one in. Wheel on the corner. And the penalty is called against the University of Miami bench. Too many men on the ice. And with 12:43 to go in the second period, St. Leo will have their second opportunity on the power play. as a bit of a scramble battle happened right in front of the net. This is just the excellent forecheck done by the defenseman of the Miami Hurricanes. A little bit of chit-chat right in front of the net of Gainey. And it looks like Jarrett Fensterstock will be the one serving the penalty for this Hurricane side, already up by a half a dozen. Sherman and Burke on the back line. They go back and forth. Sherman rips one. That one gets deflected wide. Poked away by Gainey. Back to the point again. Burke has Sherman. Sherman on the near side. Looks for a man. Comes back to the point. Salvadori poked away. And now it's going to be Wheel. Wheel has Nas and a potential 2-on-1 for the Canes. Nas for Wheel. Cannot connect. First 30 seconds already burned off of this Lions power play. Excellent work by the penalty kill of Miami as Wheel continues to fight for possession. A hard hit along the board. Dubaj cannot keep it. Salvadori collects. Salvadori centering feed. Dubaj cannot connect, so comes to the far side for Harris. Back to the point. Has Burke. Makes a juke move. Burke, his shot gets blocked away, and now another chance here for Wheel, showing the wheels before he gets chased down from behind, just looking to kill some time, get a change. Final minute of the power play. 11:40 to go in the second period of play. Burke dances into the offensive zone. That one gets blocked away by Weisberg. Ethan Burke, cross ice for Sherman. Sherman will leave it for Mensimer, and this comes across the potential 2-on-0 here for the Canes. Here goes Callahan, shoots, and that one goes through the legs and out the other side from Floyd. Final 25 to go in the St. Leo power play. Checked along the boards by Weisberg. Mensimer pokes it away. Another potential 2-on-2 thwarted. As that power play was thwarted, now a 2-on-1 for the Canes. Still shorthanded. Callahan has Weisberg. We'll just retreat, hold in the corner, and we'll get it back for McLellan. Takes a shot, he scores! Duncan McLellan buries it. That might be shorthanded, or the penalty might have expired. Nonetheless, it's 7-0. Duncan McLellan buries it in. McLellan gets the possession. Callahan with the forecheck to force the turnover. McLellan was all alone, just buries it over the shoulder of Floyd, top corner, and it's a 7-0 game as McLellan delivers the hit that time on Koundé. Lions cannot quite get possession as Lacardi is in the offensive zone. 10.5 to go in the first. Callahan, backhands for Lacardi. Lacardi cannot quite connect with Callahan. Loose puck down the length of the ice, and Gainey raises the hand, as does the official. Icing against the Lions. This Miami St. Leo Lions game, halfway through, almost 7-0 in favor of the Miami Hurricanes. All exhibition before St. Leo joins College Hockey South in the 3rd Division next season. But right now, it's all exhibition as the face-off needs a redo. A little bit of a warm-up game for the University of Miami, where they will play Florida Southern next week, who is currently first place in College Hockey South Division 3, where Miami is currently second. Florida Southern is first, who they last played in regular season play back on Veterans Day, where the Canes took a 6-5 loss to Florida Southern. Deflects near side. Callahan cannot connect. Nas pokes it up before Lacardi takes it away. Bakari into the offensive zone, skates it forward off of a leg blocked in front. 9.5 to go in the second. Into neutral ice goes Ethan Burke. Burke has to collect and try to skate away from some defenders. That one bounced off of Kunde, and now Turlik gets pestered away from Devin Nudie before St. Leo continues in the offensive zone. Kunde back to center, just dumps it in. St. Leo makes a wholesale change as Lakari goes cross ice for Turlik. A goal already for Turlik in today's game as Turlik gets tripped up, still on his knees, still bears it for the net, and he scores! Jake Turlik gets back the goal that was disallowed, and Miami now up by 8. This is just excellent effort by Jake Turlik, if anything else. He had that goal disallowed earlier, continues to fight for the puck on his knees, and just continues to just claw and fight his way for his second goal of the game. And now a shot goes, blocked on by Floyd from Corgelis. Schneider takes a bump right in front of the face-off circle. Ferry along the near side, no one could quite collect. Ferry walks away with it. Ferry drops it off for Corgelis, but cannot quite get the shot off as it comes back to the way for Prieto. Penalty comes up, and we will have a man coming to the box. One of the St. Leo players swung his stick out of sheer frustration. A slashing penalty called against Dryden Martini. And the third power play opportunity coming up for the University of Miami Hurricanes, as on that little scuffle right at the blue line, Martini got his stick along the legs to force the power play for Miami with 8:27 to go in the second. It's their third power play opportunity, 1 for 2 so far on the game. The slashing penalty puts Martini in the box. Centering feet for Corgelis to Ferry, and Floyd covers up as an extra shove after the play comes. In a little bit of chippiness, Floyd takes a shot on Mensimer. Corgelis took a spill after the play ended. Might have been on Howitt who took the shot. And the cross-ice feed, Ferry had it inside of the pads of Floyd as the extra contact and the extracurricular activity continues to commence. This will bring off a second penalty, a roughing penalty called against Kevin Floyd. And it's just a matter of who the assistant coaches for the St. Leo squad, including Greg Gillum, want to send to the box. Looks like Jake Green will be taking a shift. So Jake Green will be sent into the box for the Kevin Floyd roughing penalty. Not something you see very often, penalties against the netminder, but nonetheless, Max Mensimer along the point to the far side. Schneider blocked away by Howitt, and he clears. Another 100 seconds of 4-on-4 play before it comes to about a 11-second 5-on-4. Devin Musio into the offensive zone. Comes behind the net. Centers up in front. Abbott cannot quite get the shot off. Ferry holds, Ferry takes, that one goes just wide. Schneider gets the puck back. Final 1:05 in the 5-on-4. And that one finds its way home. Matt Schneider just absolutely rips that one through on the 5-on-3. And Miami now up 9. Schneider just absolutely buried. Just absolutely buried by Schneider. He gets his second of the game. And it was actually kind of a little bit of a funny situation with the Miami bench. They sent Ethan Gainey to the bench hoping to get a 6-on-3 because of the extra penalty coming up. So we might still have 5-on-3 upcoming. So a goal on the 5-on-3 delayed. Gainey was sent to the bench for the extra penalty for the 5-on-3. Another penalty occurred, so it is still 5-on-3. A 4-minute penalty for roughing. As it was a cross-check after the play was over. So this will just potentially just continue to pile things on for the Miami Hurricanes. They're already up 9. They have a minute 10 of 5-on-3, and then after the minute 10 of 5-on-3 is over, they still have a whole 250 of extra power play opportunity as well. Some of the Lions supporters not necessarily thrilled, considering they're already down 9-3 amongst the other penalties involved, as the Lions carry this one into the offensive zone. Sherman, Burke gets it poke checked away. Weissenberger the other side. Fensterstock in front of the Miami bench. Fensterstock has to hold, lets his team retreat. Cross-ice pass out of the reach of Weissenberger. 45 seconds left of the 5-on-3. McLellan, Weissenberger goes across for Gupta. Owen Gupta steps in. Gupta with a wraparound backhand. That one goes wide from Weissenberger. Fensterstock, far half wall. 25 to go in the 5-on-3. Cross-ice pass once again out of the reach of Weissenberger. Fensterstock and Weissenberger just slightly not on the right page right now. Ford comes back to the point. McLellan shoots. That one goes off of a body. Now a foot race the other way. Sherman gets the dump off. And the body check right in front of the Miami bench. As this should just about do it for the 5-on-3. Another 2:50 to go on the power play from the double minor from Jake Prieto. The shot deflects off of a stick, just goes high and wide. Fensterstock. A little tussle on the near side as Burke lost it in his feet. McLellan onto the corner. 2.5 to go on the power play. Gupta took a really nasty hit along the boards. He's very slow to get to the bench, but finally gets there. Fensterstock could not corral. 2:10 to go on the power play. Fensterstock makes a move. Fensterstock rips one. That one is held on. Jarrett Fensterstock really looking to make his mark on this game. Only has 10 points in terms of the official College Hockey South standings, as right now is a little bit of confusion of who to send out on the ice for this Lions side. Matt Cintron having to retreat to the bench. Final 2:05 to go in the extra man for Miami. Nas to Nas. Jonathan around, goes for the wraparound. Rebound in the crease. Loose puck in the net. No one knows where it is. Referees say no goal as that one goes underneath the backside of Connolly. Nas to Nas on that last power play. Nas went for the wraparound. That was Jonathan Nas. 33 went for the wraparound, but Kevin Floyd was able to just park it to keep this a 9-0 game with 5:20 in the second period. Michael Nas could not quite keep that one in, but it comes back to center. Bodie Wheel Wheel into the offensive zone, gets away from a couple of defenders. Wheel, centering pass, he scores! Jonathan Nas from Bodie Wheel on the power play with just under 5 to go in the second period. Another power play goal. That is 3 power play goals on 5 attempts, as Miami just showing what they've been able to do all season. One of the reasons why they've been one of the strongest teams throughout all of college hockey south. And now they have a double-digit lead as Michael Nas takes this one away before it's stripped by Harris. Just dumps it into the Miami zone as the Canes collect. Jonathan Nas cannot quite reach. The Hurricanes are back to even strength as that power play goal was under 2 minutes. Banks off the board. Michael Nas has to race for that. Gets there first, avoids Dubage before it's collected by Harris. Jonathan Nas on the near side has a 2-on-2. Nas lets that one go, and the mask of Floyd comes off, showing a little bit of soccer moves with the header to make the save. However, the mask came off of Floyd. Just under 4 minutes to go here in the second period of play. Miami up by double digits. It was only 2-0 after 1. 8 goals in the second period already. St. Leo still have yet to really possess any sort of real danger to Ethan Gainey. As the blast was taken by Musio. Rebound wide. Another chance up in front. Musio rips it again. That one goes high and wide. Mensimer along the point. Deflection. That one goes blockered away by Floyd. Burke dumps this one into the Miami zone. Mensimer is there first. Gets away from Gillum. Mensimer for Musio. Has a stretch pass. Goes for Turlik. Turlik looking for the hat trick. Turlik finds a man, but that one is stopped by Floyd. Max Callahan almost buried one, but the sprawling save from Floyd says no. Now it's Musio. Just going to tip it back for Mensimer. Musio again. Goes cross for Callahan. Turlik. Turlik lost the handle. Rebound generated up in front. Cannot get the bury. It was Corgelis. And Jake Turlik just flying all over the ice right now. He's got 2. He's looking for 3. As Turlik looked to do it himself once again, but took the patience. Had Callahan on the opposite side, but just a desperation save from Kevin Floyd keeps this game at only 11 with 2:46 in the second. Face off to the left of Floyd. And a quick whistle as one of the St. Leo players was a little quick on the draw. Face off won by the Canes. Backhander for Corgelis goes to Gupta. Took a hard hit on the last shift, was slow to the bench, but is now back on his feet. Matt Schneider to the corner boards, no one able to retain, so Ferry collects on the slot. Ferry was looking for Corgelis, but just could not quite connect with 2 1/4 to go in the second. Corgelis with a little whip around move. Corgelis scores from Ferry. 11-0 for the Canes. 2:07 in the second. And this is just Excellent work from the Miami Hurricanes, not just a little give and go. A little give and go between Corgelis and Ferry with just 2:07 to go in the second period, as Miami already back in the St. Leo zone. Fensterstock along the corners and Boni boards, takes a hard hit from behind, and Prieto took a check from Fensterstock on behind. Abbott took exception to the hit from Prieto. And could we potentially have coinciding penalties after the retaliation? Right now, we know Prieto is heading to the box as the hit right there on Fensterstock. And the slash from Abbott is going to be a penalty in retaliation to the 2-minute boarding penalty that Prieto took in the corner side. So because it's coincidental penalties, listed as a roughing, looked a little bit more of a board as Fensterstock's front was to the boards. But nonetheless, we got 4-and-4 action with the puck coming just outside of the St. Leo blue line, with Dubaj taking the face-off as he wins it against Ross. Michelini steps up to make the play before the puck comes back to the Miami zone. Sherman wins the race. Sherman with the wraparound rebound. Great save by Gainey. And that might be the first shot on goal for St. Leo, as Ethan Gainey made a spectacular split save to keep the shutout alive. Nas could not win the foot race as the wraparound attempt comes, and the rebound just absolutely denying Green and Sherman for the first goal for the Lions. And Gainey continues to slam the door shut. Not a lot of frame for Ethan Gainey, only 5'10", but every inch of that 5'10" frame used to the last toe to keep this game at 11 and 0 goals against for the Canes. Another face-off violation on the circle. Couple of face. So a call for delay of game against Fensterstock will produce a 4-on-3 for the next 1:39, and then 20 seconds of 5-on-4 power play for the Canes. Back to the point, comes near side. Sherman with a man up in front, but the shot from Koundé gets blocked up in front. Koundé just pokes it in deep for Dubaj. Backhanded, stolen away by Nas, who clears. Floyd will keep the puck moving as we've hit the final minute of the period. Blocked by Nas, dumped into the Lion zone. Koundé. Sherman, up for Green, shipped away by Ross. Declan Ross just looks to continue to eat away at the final 40 seconds of the second period as Koundé takes a tumble behind his own net. Dubaj with possession at center. Back to center ice goes Green, so Dubaj has to retreat as he's offsides. Sherman pestered by Mensimer. Mensimer takes his man down as it comes back for Koundé. Final quarter minute. As Burke makes a move around Mensimer, still has possession behind the net. Poked away, coming off of the bench. As it comes back to the point. Final second, and they're unable to get the shot off. Ethan Burke could not get the shot away as the bodies of Corgelis and Musio were all over the shooting lane. And with an 11-0 lead after 2, another 8 seconds worth of 4-on-3 power play for the St. Leo Lions, and afterward a 21-second 5-on-4 power play will come up when we return for the third period back here in the UM Hockey Network. we're back here at Kendall Ice Arena here in Kendall, Florida, where the Miami Hurricanes currently have an 11-0 lead on the St. Leo Lions in this exhibition match between the Lions and the Hurricanes. Ryan Lee with you here in the third period, where the Hurricanes have dominated, no better word to describe it. But this is all an exhibition, essentially to set up Miami into their next regular season matchup tomorrow at 3 right here in Kendall. And a little bit of a discussion right at the as a whistle stops play only 6 seconds in. There are 2 final seconds of this 4-on-3 power play before St. Leo gets a chance at a 20-second power play as we're back here on center ice. Face-off won by the Lions. As we're back to a 5-on-4 for the next 20 seconds. Shot high and wide. Nothing able to come there as Martini rings it around the boards, finds Gillum on the other side. 10 seconds left to go in the St. Leo power play. Dubaj behind the net of Gainey. Dubaj once again tries to send it to the slot. No one available. We're back to even, and a potential chance here for the Canes. Abbin out of the box, out of his reach. Sherman collects behind his own net. Greg Connolly is now in the net for the third period of play as 2 players take a spill. Those were Weissenberger and Sherman. Back to center, Michelini. Nas. Right in front of the St. Leo bench. No one can quite maintain possession as the puck continues to slide around. The shot from Weissenberger, well high, well wide, kept into the zone by Nas. Across the face of Greg Connolly, who is the backup keeper of the St. Lions team, as Salvadori enters the Miami zone. Cross ice, no one available except for Nas. A fight along the far corner as the puck gets taken away for the Hurricanes. Weissenberger to Abbin. Rebound goes for Ross, but cannot quite get there in time as the puck trickles back to Musio. Musio tipped along by Abbin. In front of the St. Leo bench, Abbin will just slap it in before he goes off for a change. Musio has a man in front. Nas stopped by Connolly as he freezes only 2 minutes into this third. Continue to follow the journey for the Miami Hurricanes all the way through right here on the University of Miami Hockey Network, on YouTube and all of your favorite social media sites. Back here for a number 1, number 2 matchup here in Kendall between the Miami Hurricanes, second place in the 3rd division of College Hockey South, versus Florida Southern, first place in the 3rd division of College Hockey South. Gagliano into the offensive zone. Mensimer is the first one to the puck. Pokes it along for Musio. That one goes off of Nas, but it comes up other way to Weisberg. Weisberg has some assistance as he drops it off to Fensterstock. Fensterstock, a goal and assist already as it comes across. Backhander scores. Robert Weisberg finds his way on the scoreboard, and the Canes have put up a dozen on the Lions.
No replay.
17-19 here in period number 3. That is Robert Weisberg getting onto the score sheet.
Goal by number 51, Robert Weisberg. Assist by number 13,
Fensterstock gets an assist on that as well. That's his second of the game as he recollects onto the far side in the offensive zone. Back to the point, near side, point to Musio. Fensterstock with the puck again. Fensterstock dekes around a couple guys and he scores. He gets his second of the game, 4th point of the night for Jarrett Fensterstock. And this game went from 12-0 to 13-0 just like that. As Fensterstock just contains the possession, just decides to drive the net himself. As those two goals came only about 30 seconds apart. It was exactly 30 seconds apart, rather, as the puck gets dumped into the St. Leo zone. Swatted away by Cintron. No one available back at the point, so it gets taken away by Devanuti. Lakari avoids a hit as Burke tries to collect for the Lions. Callahan comes away with it. Lakari unable to possess, so it comes to Sherman. Sherman stripped by Gupta. 4 minutes into this third period of play. As Burke with the backhands, kicked aside by Gainey. To the point, Sherman, miscommunication. Harris cannot get it, so it comes the other way for McLellan. McLellan has a goal and assist so far tonight, as Turlick gets the poke up to avoid the icing. Behind the net of Connolly. Possessed by Burke. Burke looks to evade the forecheck of the Hurricanes as he's behind his own net. Ferry steals. Ferry with the wraparound. Connolly with the cover up. Another thing that Miami has done so well today is continuing to really have that dominant forecheck, forcing the pressure inside of the defensive zone to force the Lions into making mistakes and force them to do things that they maybe not necessarily would characteristically do. And a face-off comes to the left of Connolly. Ferry and Dubaj stuck at the circle as that one's deflected. A rebound chance, and that one finds its way home. (14-0). Chris Corgelis gets his second of the game. Chris Corgelis. Ferry and Schneider assists on the Corgelis goal. All three of them on that line have multi-point games today. Both Corgelis and Schneider have multi-goal games, as Schneider took a swing at that to try to get himself on the goal column, but nonetheless held on by Connolly. This is the final weekend of play for the Miami Hurricanes before they go on their winter break. The next game is back here in Kendall versus Florida Southern tomorrow at 3, and then they don't have another game till after the new year on the 14th of January, hosting Xavier in Division 2 as a foot race comes, and that one is won by Michelini as Dubaj cannot defeat the foot race from Michelini and the icing. It is 14-0 on this scrimmage match between St. Leo and University of Miami. As there's a little bit of jawing back and forth between a couple of Lions and Hurricanes, but nonetheless St. Leo wins the faceoff inside of their own zone, shipped away by Weissenberger. Along the far corner, Declan Ross bounces up in the air. No one quite able to possess. Sherman is the first one there. He takes a bump behind his own net. And now Dubaj looks for the breakout. Martini out of reach. Nas. Around for Ross. Held on by Martini, blocked off of the body, and recollected by Michelini for a 3-on-2 for the Canes. Michelini has Weissenberger. Weissenberger shoots, saved by Connolly. No rebound available as it was swung out of the zone by Gillum. Now a 3-on-2 for the Lions. Shot saved by Gainey. Devin Musio will carry this himself, has support from Abbin. Abbin shoots, scores! 15-0, Grady Abbin with the hat trick. Face-off won again by the Hurricanes as they're back inside of their own zone in the corner of the Zamboni door. 13 and a half to go in the third period. Musio continues to fight as Weisberg steps in as well. Musio goes for the stretch pass for Wheel. Could not quite get all of that, so it's stolen away by Kunde. The 247s going at it, Kunde and Musio. Musio walks away with it, goes cross for Wheel, but offside is called as Weisberg was just a hair in front of the line. With 13 minutes to go in the third. There are a lot of names in this Miami lineup that we might not necessarily see otherwise. A lot of bodies on this Hurricanes roster who are absent. As Wheel, Weissenberg returns for Wheel. As the spin around goes for Nas. Back to the point, Gupta takes the shot off of a body up in front. Weisberg back for McClellan. Nas in the corner. Walks away from possession of the Lions, but not before it's recollected by the Canes. Here comes Wheel, shoots, that one goes wide. Trickles along the side of the net, no clear possession. Wraparound try. It's a scramble at the side of the net. No one can quite recover. Backhanded chance. Gagliano cannot quite get it out. Here comes McClellan. Takes the shot. That one comes wide again. Swing and a miss for Kunde. As Salvadori finally gets it out. As it is ice. The final two games of a very long homestand for the University of Miami. And then they head onto the road for 4 straight games, all of them beyond the new year. 2 games at Lynn, 2 games at Embry-Riddle in the Daytona region as the faceoff is won. Nas with a shot collected by Connolly, but not held on for good. Another chance comes as it's just gloved down in midair by the shot from Michelini into the glove of Connolly like a line drive hit. Lakari with the face-off as he holds on to the near half wall. A strip, and a shot goes wide for Callahan. Lakari into the feet. Fensterstock cannot get possession initially, but finds it eventually. Fensterstock pestered by St. Leo's 13, Ethan Burke. Burke into the Miami zone, takes a shot well wide of Gainey's net. Now it's stripped away. Miami has a chance and a potential breakaway here for Fensterstock. Fensterstock! Stop! Rebound! Stopped again by Connolly! Connolly stepping in to start the third period. And 2 huge stops on the breakaway from Fencerstock, and the rebound for Callahan. Neither goes through, as Greg Connolly was able to get the body in the right spot to keep this at 15-0 with 11 minutes to go in the third, as the shot and the goal for the Miami Hurricanes. That is Matt Schneider with a hat trick. 2 hat tricks for Miami, 1 for Grady Abbin, 1 for Matthew Schneider.
Goal by number 61, Matthew Schneider. Assist from number 15, Christopher Bellis. 47,
Ferry takes the shot, could not get the deflection for Corgelis. As the puck comes back to the Miami zone, another icing against the Lions. Devin Musio with his 4th assist of the day on that last Schneider goal. 10.5 to go in the third. Miami currently up 16-0 in this scrimmage match with St. Leo. St. Leo will join the 3rd Division of College Hockey South next season. Right now they've been playing exclusively exhibition matches all around the Tampa Bay region. Came all the way down to Miami, where they're currently at the hands of the University of Miami's 16-0 lead as Tommy Ferry gets into the offensive zone. Ferry looks for Corgelis and he buries one in. That's the hat trick for Chris Corgelis. 39 seconds after the goal from Schneider, Corgelis buries his hat trick, and that's a trio of assists for Tommy Ferry as well. Face-off won by Abbin. As Abbin pokes it up to try to avoid the icing, Gillum hangs on as it comes up for Green. Jake Green has a chance before the puck just squirts loose as Gupta used the body to get in the way. Weissenberger, swing and a miss, but re-recovers. Weissenberger along the wall gets interrupted by Sherman. Sherman interrupts the play and enters the Miami zone. Sherman drives to the net, but was forced to the outside and behind. Jake Green. Abbin takes it away and comes far side for Ross. Declan Ross just lets that one go as St. Leo makes a couple of changes. Burke in the Miami zone. Burke stopped by Gainey and hangs on for the face-off. A nice drive here from Ethan Burke. Really one of the first opportunities here for this St. Leo's squad. This 17-0 lead is not going to count the same onto the standings as every other game would. St. Leo only has 8 shots on net to Miami's, as the icing gets called against the Hurricanes. The face-off comes to center. Bodie Wheel wins the face-off. Michelini backhands, poked away by Connolly. Unable to keep in the zone was Wheel. Michelini regains possession. At center ice goes Nas. Nas carries, Nas fires, deflected onto the top mesh, out of play. .21 to go in the third period. Dubaj for the Lions. At center, into the Miami zone. Just dumps this one into the Miami zone as it almost came out of the zone. Poked away by the Canes in a potential 3-on-1 for Miami. Nas shoots, deflection, out of play. This puck is going to come back to neutral ice as the official had a delayed offside. Miami did not regain the offside at the blue line, so that explains the face-off back at neutral ice as Turlik just throws it to the net, goes off a defender and into the leg. Hat trick for Jake Turlik. Musio at center, has a man, Fensterstock, rips that one off of the window. High bouncer, Callahan. Callahan shoots, that one goes well wide. Mensimer and Musio close their way in on Martini. Callahan at center. Callahan with a backhand try off of Connolly. Puck just sitting at the back of the net. Howitt carries across the blue line. Green cannot quite make his way, so Fensterstock evades his defender. Gets another one to miss, but that one was stripped away by Prieto. And now it's Callahan, has possession. Looks like Fensterstock lost the skate blades, just to wiggle his way back to the bench as the shot from Callahan held by Connolly. Fensterstock lost the blade, so he was wiggling his way back to the bench. First time I've seen that one happen live. But nonetheless, it's 6.5 minutes to go in the third period where Miami is an 18-0 lead. And Prieto takes a penalty and an ejection after. So a 2-minute penalty and a 10-minute misconduct for Jake Prieto after all of the craziness that we have seen today. It is a 2-minute power play for the Hurricanes. They're 3 for 5, so far on the day. As it comes back to the point, McLellan comes far side, back to McLellan. The blast goes deflected wide as Gupta keeps this one into the zone. McLellan maintains possession. McLellan trying to find his balance. Schneider cannot quite get the possession he was looking for as it comes back. Ferry. McLellan again. Final minute of the power play for Miami, already up by 18. Schneider Matt Schneider to Ferry. Won't take the shot. Comes back to Gupta. Michelini fires, that one goes wide. Ferry again. Final 45 of the power play. Schneider behind the net. Schneider for Corgelis. Has to go around the official as Corgelis just buries that one. Goes into a skate. Ferry just tries to throw it into the slot. Another chance. Gupta fired the shot wide. Corgelis. 20 seconds to go on the power play. Corgelis could not find his intended target in the slot. That was Gupta. Ferry in the slot. Ferry saved by Connolly. Rebound. That one comes across the crease and stays out. Back to even. Tussle along the near corner between Ferry and Gillum as it comes back to the far side for Schneider. Behind the net, Corgelis has a man. Michelini scores. Chris Michelini gets on the board. 19-0 with 4:13. Corgelis and Schneider both have 5-point nights as Michelini, the goal scorer, retreats back into the neutral ice area as Nas St. Leo into the neutral ice area. Poked away that time from Musio. Held into the offensive zone. Declan Ross takes the shot. Stopped by Connolly. Rebound up in front. Connolly sprawling on the ground. Ross could not get the shot off as he tumbles to the ice. Back to the point again for Musio. Musio with the shot. Gloved in by Connolly. To go in the third period where Miami are up by 19. Jonathan Nas centers, has Musio along the point. Musio steps up into the offensive zone. Musio fakes the wraparound, still has possession, drops it off from behind, has Wheel. Fensterstock looks for an option, has Musio, fires, high and wide. Another chance off the side of the net. Jonathan Nas. Intercepted. Howitt cannot get it out of the zone. Fensterstock. Lions finally in the Miami zone. And penalty is coming up, and a little bit of extra Crickler's off after all of that. A little bit of pushing and shoving. Mensimer just trying to protect himself and get out of there. That looked like it was Dubaj who was getting scrappy after all that, or Dubaj and Harris were getting scrappy with Mensimer after that final play. Calvin Harris, a 2 and a 10 for Harris for roughing after the play was over. As does Mensimer also leave the ice. A 2 and a 10 for both of them. So that's already 3 players who have been exited from the game. Calvin Harris with the ejection, Jake Prieto with the ejection earlier, and now Max Mensimer. He leaves the game with a 1 goal, 1 assist. But in the last 2:32 of the scrimmage match, Florida Southern comes here to Kendall tomorrow at 3. An exciting one. A couple weeks ago, back on Veterans Day, it was a 3-1. It was an exciting one back on Veterans Day between Florida Southern and Miami. That one was in Florida Southern. Florida Southern took a 3-1 lead after the first period. It took until 5 minutes into the third period for Miami to finally tie the game at 4-4. And then Florida Southern just got a couple of goals, got a 6-4 lead. And Miami, they were able to respond late in the game. However, it was just too little, too late. Could not tie the game up at 6, could not get that game to force overtime. Turlick and Gillum will serve the penalties, the concurrent penalties between Mensimer and Harris. And we will skate the rest of this game 4-on-4.
Not quite the rest of it.
Not quite, rather. They only gave Mensimer a 2-minute, while they gave Harris a 5-minute. So it will be 2 minutes of 4-on-4, followed by about 50 seconds, as that one squeaks its way through. Devin Musio, 4 assists on the game, finally gets his goal, and that puts up 20 for Miami. Devin Musio. Devin Musio with a 5-point night. That last goal, the 20th one, along with 4 assists, as a quick tumble on the ice from Weissenberger, as we still skate 4-on-4. A shot high and wide, out of play, top mesh, and out. 2:23 here in regulation time, as soccer terms. That's a soccer term. As we hit the final 2:23, we have another 90 seconds left of 4-on-4 before the remainder of the game goes to a Miami power play. Held back to the point, stopped by Gainey on the shot from Burke. Still in the Miami zone, Weissenberger's to take it away. Weissenberger in the St. Leo zone, starting pass, as the backhander was just over the net and out of play. Declan Ross was looking for his first point of the game, missed the net, and now we might have And after all of the scuffling after the play, Gonti Weissenberger is out of the game. He gets an assist. Randall Woodard also out of the game with another misconduct. So that's a grand total of 5 misconducts for all of those counting at home. 2 for Miami, 3 for St. Leo. That's another 2 minutes against University of Miami. So St. Leo will get a 4-on-3 for a minute before the rest of the game gets played 4-on-4. As things have gotten a little feisty, to say the least. A 4-minute comes on for St. Leo. So regardless of what happens, this game will not end with a 5-on-5. We have a 3-on-3 for a minute. It will go to a 5-on-4 for St. Leo for the remainder of the game. So we are 3-on-3 for the time being, as it is Ethan Burke into the offensive zone. Burke chops it off. That shot gets blocked off as Dubaj could not convert. And a foot race comes. Declan Ross is by himself. Gupta steps up. Ross to Gupta. Rebound. Gupta cannot find it as Connolly makes his way in. Greg Connolly with the 90s goaltending, making it work, just laying out, just hoping whatever sticks works. And you love to see it when you get some old school goaltending in the old stand-up position that is kind of been more or less made this way extinct over the last several years, as Gupta got the deflection covered by Connolly, looking for his first point of the night. As we're still 3-on-3 for the next half a minute. Florida Southern comes here to Kendall tomorrow. That's a 3 o'clock puck drop. As Gupta backhands Connolly again. Gupta wanted so hard to slam that stick, really looking for that first point just to get on the board. Has 4 points in regular season play on 8 games. Those 4 points also account for his total career points in 22 games played. Into the offensive zone, final minute of the third period. We're still at 3-on-3. Gillum across for Burke into the Miami zone, poked away by Nas, and now Declan Ross into the offensive zone. Gupta rips one. That one held on by Connolly again. One of the penalties has expired, so we are on a 4-on-3 for Miami, and this is how the state of the game will go for the remainder of the game. A 4-on-3 power play for Miami. Back here tomorrow at 3 versus Florida Southern. They're currently up on North Florida by a score of 12-1. So both of these teams will be coming off of some huge wins. Gupta looking for the goal again. Back to Gupta, deflected, that one goes out of the zone. Nas keeps this one in. Callahan takes the shot, that one bears its way through. 21 with 19 to go. And the officials will just let this clock run. It's 21-0. They will just end the game with 9 seconds left to go. It's 21-0, and that will be the final score in this scrimmage match between St. Leo and the University of Miami. And Ethan Gainey, usually reserved as one of the backup netminders, gets a full start, a full 60 minutes, gets a win, gets a shutout. He played 30 minutes a couple weeks ago on the 10th of November against Florida Tech. He stopped 5 of 7 in 30 minutes for Ethan Gainey. And Miami will walk away out of this game with a score of 21-0 and will come back here tomorrow in very high spirits, where they will be facing the top team in College Hockey South 3rd Division in Florida Southern, as the Mocs come in tomorrow. That game is at 3. Follow us here on the University of Miami Hockey Network across YouTube and all platforms. And we will be back here, same place, different time. We'll see you again here on 3 for all of us here at the University of Miami Hockey Network. My name is Ryan Lee, 21-0 for the Canes. We'll see you back here tomorrow versus Florida Southern at 3. Have a good rest of your night.